It was cute. It was funny. Ava reminds me of Julia Roberts. I do not know why, but she gives me that vibe. Her funniness, her quirkiness, her cute little trying to be funny but not funny. The show gave me thrill, drama, excitement, funny, laughter, and I shed a tear here and there. Okay? It was good.
Imagine you touch me, send tingles down my spine. You help me feel.
Hi, Special Spirit Lights. Hi. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to ASMR to Chill. If you're new, I'm Spirit. Hi, OGs. I miss y'all. Okay, so it's in the middle of the day towards nighttime. It's after 6 o'clock. And I got a request from Special Spirit Light. Asked me, will I talk about the show, the movie that I was talking about when I was eating dinner the other night. Or I might have been eating breakfast. And I was telling y'all I was watching Warrior Nun, and they want to hear about it. So I said, okay, let me do it tonight. Watch fresh right there. Let me do that, get it out my system, because unfortunately I'm one of them people, I love watching shows. I love talking about shows, but you know, once I move on, child, I'm gone. I don't move the freak on. So let me go ahead and talk about Warrior. Oh my God, Warrior Nun. Okay, so tonight my house is not exactly quiet. My son is here. All the neighbors are home. Bam, 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 bam. They all home. Okay. But I got some of these nice organic white cheddar puffs. Take a closer look. There you go. And this is what they look like inside. Child, the kids are outside. They playing. The people upstairs fighting. There's some of everything going on. But I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about this show. Okay, I found Warrior Nun by mistake. I was watching another show, and the show had ended. I can't think of what I was watching right now. Yes, I can. I keep saying Key House, but I think it's Lock and Key. I was watching that. I just remember I didn't grab my water. I'm already thirsty. And Warrior Nun was up. My daughter was like, well, let's just watch it. Let's check it out. I think I was more attracted to the word warrior. And then I don't really like movies that a lot of nuns play in, but depending on the scene, I might watch it. Like I'm not into like comedy type videos or movies. I like stuff that's like on the serious side. So I'm gonna say this before I start. I'm gonna tell you the beginning, the middle, and the end. But I'm not going to tell you the whole meat of this series. It's a TV series. It has, I think, 10 shows. But don't believe Spirit. Go check it out for yourself. I went through that 10 series so good. I went through those 10 shows so fast, me and my daughter. It was so good. I have to admit, I really, really liked that show. I'm looking so forward to season 2 when it comes to that show. That was a good show. I'm looking forward to another season of OA. I'm looking forward to another season of Lock and Key, Succession. There's so many series that I've seen that I'm looking forward to all of the next shows. I'm just telling you what I remember, and it might come out. Lord, sound like a horror show already, don't it? It might come out in order like it's supposed to. Then again, Spirit telling you the show, so I might sporadic have it all mixed up. So you need to watch the show for yourself. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, from what I remember. When the show first started, from what I remember, it was a nun, a priest, and it was a young lady, and she had passed away. She was just laid on a slab. I think that's what they call it, a slab. I could be wrong. The nun was standing over her, and basically the priest was basically singing the last prayers for her before I guess they put her, away. He started, from the vibe that I got from the nun didn't like her. The nun basically said she was not a good child. She was not a good person. She gave her a hard time. And the priest wanted to know the cause of death. The nun told him to put none. He was like, but she said, no, put none. So he didn't even put a cause of death. And I was like, okay. So from what I took immediately, this nun had something to do with this young girl passing. Now, from what it looked like to me, the girl was no more than maybe between 14 and 16 years old. That's how she looked to me in the show. Now, if they gave an age of how old she was, I didn't see it. After the nun left the mortuary, all of a sudden, these people just burst in. I didn't know what was going on. They just burst in. They was carrying one girl. It looked like she was either wounded or sick, something. And they laid her up on the table, and it was just one black girl who played in the picture. And I'm going to say this. She stood out to me. She wasn't the main character. The main character was the young lady who was dead on the slab. But you would think she was a main character because she played her part. As a matter of fact, a lot of them in there stood out to me. I remember all the characters that was in that show. I remember all of them. And I usually forget about this character, forget about that character. Can't really remember this one. But I remember all of them in the show. So they did good. They did good with their acting. I enjoyed it. I don't remember names right now. And maybe the names will come to me as I'm talking about it because I'll probably remember somebody saying something to them. But I'm going to call her Shotgun. If you watch the show, you'll understand. I'm going to call her Two Shotguns. That's what I'm going to call her, Two Shotguns. Yes. Now, Two Shotgun was holding on to the girl. And I can tell that they had a really, really close relationship. Now, I'm going to tell you in the beginning, I thought that the way that she was holding on to her, the way that she was sobbing, I felt like it was more than maybe a sister thing. I thought that the girl was her lover. I really thought that. Turns out, at the end of the show, I was wrong. The girl was not her lover. But the whole show, I thought the girl was her lover. I did. I did. The girl she was holding on to, we're going to call her the, out because I want to remember for myself because I don't remember the names. We're going to call her the leader. She was the leader, so we can call her the leader. So Shotgun was holding on to the leader. She was telling her she can't die. She was telling them to save her. She want them to save her. And they was doing all they could, but they were saying, they're not going to be able to save her in time because it was some people after them. And whoever these people were coming, they were definitely coming to murder them. One of the girls was standing at the door, and we're going to call her, let me give her the right name until I know her name. We're going to call her Rightfully. I'm going to say Rightfully, okay? That's what I'm going to call her, Rightfully. So, all right. She was standing at the door with a gun on guard, and she was telling one young lady who was holding the leader and saying that she can't save her. And this particular young lady, we're going to call her, I need to give her a good name, and I liked her too, Trustworthy. We're going to call her Trustworthy. Okay, so Trustworthy was like, I'm so sorry, Two Shotgun. We're going to have to take it out. She was like, no, we can't. She's our leader. And she was like, I know, but we don't have time. And then she looked at her and she said, I'm sorry, our leader. I'm sorry we have to do this to you. And she looked at them and she took off like this chain or dog tags. That's what I call it. And she handed to Two Shotgun and basically saying her goodbyes for them to do what she got to, for them to do what they got to do. They turns her over and they put this, it was another nun there. We don't need to give her no name. She was very short-lived. She was out of the show in 3 seconds. She had this tool, and this tool was about yay big, and it had this round coupling at the end of it, and it looked like it clamped into something, go click, click, and then you turn it. So when they turned over the leader, she had this round circle in her, and I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know what was going on. It lit it up like fire, okay? Orange and yellow. It was beautiful, but at the same time, like, what the freak is going on? And it took the coupling and it pushed it in her back and it twisted and it pulled it out of her. And it was just, it was terrible. After that, she died. She was gone. They ran. The people burst in. They started attacking them. They ran. The nun had the round circle on her hand, and she began to run. But then somebody started shooting at her, and basically she knew that she was going to die. She got scared. She ran inside the mortuary where the young dead girl was laying there, and she turned the dead girl over, and she said, I'm sorry to the dead girl, and she put the thing in her back. Okay, next scene. The young girl started having like these memories, and she just woke up screaming. And one, I think she was screaming because I think she knew she died, but now she was back and she was alive. I didn't understand why she was feeling weird about her legs, walking weird and stuff like that. I was thinking she just woke up from the dead, so maybe she don't remember how to walk and whatever. But then when they start showing some of her memories, I don't know if they call it kleptoplegic, I don't know what it is. But anyway, she was paralyzed from the neck down. And she was in a wheelchair, and she spent most of her time in bed. And she lived in an orphanage. And her roommate was her best friend, which was a little boy. She didn't have, her mother died. I think her father never came back for her. She became that way. Her mother was in an accident in a car. The mother died, like I said, and she became handicapped like that. But she became afraid because she heard some stuff going on. From what I remember, it was like a big monster that was chasing them come out of nowhere. And to me, he immediately looked like the enemy to me. Everybody else call him something else, but I'm going to say the enemy. So y'all know what the enemy looked like. Or don't look like, or you can assume. Okay? It was scary. And basically, this thing was after the girl. I didn't know why. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew it was tied to that thing that the lady put in her bag. She was scared to death. She ran. She knew she was in danger. But when the thing looked like he was going to attack her, her body kind of like lit it up. Or this thing lit it up in the back of her. And she kind of had some type of powers. And the thing seemed either afraid or backed off of her. So she left. She went into the city. She didn't know what was going on. She thought that she was on drugs. She thought she was hallucinating. She thought she was high. She thought she was dead because she was walking again. And she was in the middle of the street, and three guys looked like they was up to no good. Get ready to bother her because she looked like she was in her hospital gown. She didn't look dressed properly. They looked like they was going to attack her. But when they went up to her, she was just cracking up laughing because she couldn't believe, like, is this real? Is this heaven? What's going on? She ended up throwing up on a boy. And when she went to tell him she's sorry, she get hit by a truck moving like 60 miles an hour. The truck knocks her through a building. Breaks her all up. She bleeding. And I was like screaming. Like, my daughter went to the kitchen to get some. I had made some homemade potato chips. Yeah, I said that right. I did. I made homemade potato chips. And I was like, Nadine, hurry up. Oh my God, you gotta see this. So I paused it and went back. Child, within 3 seconds, she started to heal. Her bones, her skin, like she had no scars, but the blood was still obvious, but she was healing. She was like, what the freak is this? Like, I was literally confused with her. I was like, whoa. She's like, I got powers. So she realized she got powers. She was excited about it. Going back to another scene, the girls ended up back at the church. They was telling them that they lost the halo, and that's what it was called. It was called an angel halo. That's what they was calling it the whole time. I didn't know what happened to it because the nun that had put it in the dead girl's body, they killed her. She knew she wasn't going to live. So she wasn't able to tell them where the halo went. So the church, or this like Catholic church, had women there that were nuns who can fight. They were like ninjas. the high priest sent them out telling them they needed to find, what happened to the halo, find out where that, and bring it back to the church because the church needed it. It was this one priest. He was like the lower priest. We're going to call him the lower priest because I don't know if he was just a bishop. I don't know what he was. But he went around town asking people if they seen the girl because one of the pastors at the morgue contacted him and told him that her body was missing. She was there and now she was gone. So I feel as though they immediately knew that she had the halo in her body, so they went looking for her. I'm not going to get into like all the details, so I'm going to jump ahead. She was so excited about her newfound life and her powers. She was just everywhere. So she decided to go swimming at these rich people's house. And she realized she couldn't swim. She jumps in the swimming pool and she starts screaming for help. And lo and behold, we're going to call him the beautiful prince. Came out of nowhere and saved her. She couldn't speak. She didn't know what to say. She just told him that she was really hungry and that her name was Ava. Okay, the dead girl has a name. It's Ava. Oh my God. He said, okay, Ava. Ava's hungry. So he went, grabbed some food. She was stuffing it in her mouth, eating it, just eating it fast. And then he had his friends show up. 2 guys and 2 girls. And they were dressed fancy. I thought they was rich. I immediately assumed that they was rich. But come to find out, they were, what do they call it, when you stay in rich people's house while they're not there? I can't think of it right now. But they were staying in their house. It wasn't their house. People didn't know they was there. They scope out rich people's houses and they stay in it, live off their clothes, their food, their home for a couple of weeks and then they move on. That's what they was doing. She asked them, can she hang out with them? Can she be with them? And they said, yeah. She told them that she can be resourceful. I guess she was saying anything because she didn't have no family, nowhere to go. Plus, she liked it, your young man. Now we're going to move up some. Because I told y'all going to have to watch the whole show to get like every little detail, okay? In another scene, it was this woman. She was like a scientist. And I guess she was trying to find a portal to heaven or to an afterlife or eternal life. And I'm going to sum this up real quick. No one knew that she had a son. And she was hiding him in a special place where no one could get inside but her. She had to put her hand up and then let her in. From what it looked like, her son was sick. And she had been trying to keep him alive. But how she wanted to do it is that she couldn't stop him from dying here on earth. But she wanted to open up a portal. Child, get him in it. I think she wanted to go with him so he could have eternal life. The little boy was special. And, in my opinion, a little creepy with some of the stuff that he would say. And I'll give you an example. She told him, she said, I'm working on a portal. I'm going to have it open soon. Just, you got to hold on. You got to hold on. And he said, Mom, it'll be open soon. And then one day she came to see him and she said, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it open because she, some stuff had taken place. And she fell. She couldn't get it open. And he told her, but you got the other door open. And she looking like, Because if she trying to open up the door to heaven, and her son told her that she got the other door open, and that's the door he want to go in, that tell you that something wasn't right about that child. Was just basically trying to get people to fund what she had going on. And she had stole some artifacts from the church that helped her open up that portal a little bit. And she needed a little bit more to get that portal open even more. She heard about the girl and that the girl had the halo. So she sent people after the young lady. By the young lady being with this group of friends, she put their life in jeopardy because now they was trying to stay low. Now people was after them because they wanted her. So then the nuns at the church, I'm going to call them ninjas. They remind me of ninjas. They found the girl. Now their whole objective was to get the girl and get the halo out of her. But for some reason, in the middle of the show, in the midst of the show, she ends up at the church. And now they want to train her to become the warrior nun. She wasn't trying to hear that. She didn't want to be no nun. She just wanted to live her life and be the person she is. She now can feel, touch, walk, all of that stuff. They were trying to get her to commit her life to the church because the halo accepted her. The halo is in her body, and they wanted her to become this powerful warrior nun. She didn't want to hear it. They basically told her that they wanted her to learn about the halo, and once she learned and trained, and if she want to go, she can go. That's what they told her. So she decided to just do what they said do so she could be free. And what I think what they wanted was they wanted her to know everything that was going on. If she didn't choose the path of the warrior nun, they was just going to take it out of her. And of course, she probably was just going to die, be dead again. In the midst of this, she found out that she can go through walls. She can walk through like cement blocks and stuff like that. So she trained for a little while. She was irritated because they was really hard on her. She was getting picked on. She was being beat up. They was training her really, really hard. So when the lower priest wasn't watching, she went through the bars of the window of the church, went right through it and left. And there was nothing they can do about that. And she went looking back for Prince Charming, caught up with him. He decided to leave his friends, and him and her ran away on a boat. Now, all these nuns that were together in the church were like sisters. The high priest sent 2 different people after the young lady, rightfully, and he sent 2 shotguns and told them to bring her back. Now, 2 shotguns wanted to bring the girl back alive because she felt like she could be good for the world. Rightfully want to just get the halo out of her and basically kill her. I'm going to tell you who rightfully is. Down rightfully's generation, the halo has been passed down to the next person in line. A long time ago, they had a warrior nun who fought in a war. She was murdered. And an angel came out of nowhere, lifted her up, saved her life, and put the halo inside of her and let her live. But he told them He'll let her live, but they got to work for him. That's what he told the people around him. And he took the deal. The way they showed it, I was thinking, okay, he's similar to Jesus. That's what I was thinking in the very beginning. And that he was an angel. His name was Angel Adrian or something like that. Adrian. He gave her the halo. And then she passed it down to that when each angel about to die, they pass it down to the next person in line. Rightfully was next in line to get that halo after all these years. She had been trained for it. She had been ready for it. And she felt like it was hers. So when the dead girl had it in her body, she knew that the nun only put it in her body because she was hiding it from the enemy and the people that was trying to kill her. She knew that girl wasn't supposed to have it. So she said the girl was already dead. She's going to go take the halo back from her, period. So she was out to kill. So Two Shotgun and her, instead of them being on the same team, they became freaking frack, fighting, beating each other up. And they both was like warriors, so you know they had some heck of a fights. Them fights was good up in that show. They tore each other up. In one part of the show, this is where things kind of took a turn. She was running with the young man. They was running for their life. They was trying to get away because they just wanted to be in love. She didn't know them. She didn't want nothing to do with them. She just wanted to live her life. And she never told him who she was, the power she had, and that she died, that she came back to life. She never told him nothing. So he don't know what's going on. He just know he is running from some people who's chasing this beautiful young lady, and I want to stick with her to the end. Child, when Two Shotgun and rightfully caught up with her, she started to like show her powers because her powers come out. Her powers sometimes work based on her emotions. And the boy on the ground, he don't know what the freak is going on. He's shocked. He in disbelief for everything he just saw. And she feeling bad because she didn't want him to find out that way. And then this creature, the enemy, comes out of nowhere. Huge, big, red ball of fire. Straight out of H. He was about to go for Ava. But then Shotgun was trying to shoot at the enemy. And then rightfully, instead of her shooting at the enemy, she said, forget him. Yeah, she was running. She was getting ready to get Ava. She was about to get her. Out of nowhere, the enemy had his claws right through rightfully's body. She had her up in the air like a hook. Had her up there. She hanging from the end of the hook. And she had this sword. And this sword light up. And no matter who has the halo, who has power, with that sword can cut them, hurt them, harm them, and they can't heal. But they can heal from everything else, but they can't heal from that sword. So rightfully had that sword when she was about to kill the girl. When she realized that she now is about to die, she whispered to the young lady Ava and told her, pick up the sword. And she's like, pick up the sword. Basically to defend herself. Once she picked up the sword and she started using her powers, the enemy disappeared, but he took rightfully with him. She did her whole body. She just disappeared, right? And she's gone. And Shotgun was so hurt. And Ava was in shock. And the young man was on the ground in shock. She didn't even want to face him. She just, in front of him, walked right through the walls. Walked right through the walls, and he saw it. He think he done lost his mind. Now, the crazy part is, I didn't see Prince Charming no more. So I'm thinking that we are going to see him again. But we're going to see him in season 2. Shotgun and Ava was out there trying to make it back, trying to make it, I guess, back somewhere. They were just out in the middle of nowhere. Shotgun got hurt. Trace and Ava. Now, I'm going to go further up in the story. Ava found the scientist. She went to the scientist and told her, I want you to stop tracing my friends. I'm here. You're looking for me. You can go ahead and do testing on me. Do whatever you want. She tested on Ava. And Ava's powers was opening up the portal. Ava got real weak. She didn't understand why she was getting so weak and so drained. And she wanted to know what the lady was doing to her. The lady tried to walk away without explaining to her. So Ava went right through the floor and met her down at the other office. And that's when Ava realized she had a machine and she was opening up a portal. Just like you tried to use me. So she left that woman and she went to the church. All the young ladies are upset because rightfully is gone. She died. They had a memorial service for her, and it was all sad. But now, Ava somehow or another, she's trying to work with them because she saw the girl pass away. So she decided that she'll go ahead and train to become this warrior nun. Going further up inside the show, they found out that they needed to find the bones of Adrian, which is the original angel, and he was underneath the church, underneath the city. 20 feet walls. They need to find the bones to stop the enemy from coming through the portal or something like that. They need to try to change things around so that, the world could be safe. Their plan was to find the original angel and destroy his bones. So they got Ava to train to go through these walls. Make a long story short, she goes through the walls. She gets in there and finds out that the angel's still alive. Hundreds and hundreds of years later, he's still alive. Okay? And he told her he was an angel. Or if she want to believe that he's from heaven, in her day, he is called an angel. And he was talking to her even telepathically. And she was confused. But what happened was he took her back to how he first got here and how he gave the first lady the halo. And he said that she betrayed him or some stuff like that. Ava was able to become the original warrior nun, be in her body, and she could see what was happening. So she knew that the angel Adrian was lying. And he tried to get the halo back from her. He wanted his halo back. He needed it back. When she go through walls, 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, she get in there and get out. But going through 20 feet of wall was so far in that she could get stuck in the wall. So she took so long coming out. On the other end, Trustworthy and Shotgun and you're just not going to believe this, the leader blew up the wall to get her out. The leader came back from H. Came back with powers. And I actually think her powers were stronger than Ava's. They blew her out. They got her out of there. When they blew the wall out, they also let the angel Adrian loose too. So at the end of the season, they all were faced with the angel, and they found out that the high priest was being true to his calling, where it looked like he was lying through the whole show. And the low priest was working for Adrian. And at the end, Adrian was not an angel. He was the actual enemy. He was the enemy, the actual thing that lives in H. Child, he called all his demons, and at the end, they was gonna have to fight. So he had Ava, and he had the leader, because she went to H and back. She had powers like he had powers. But they told each other, we'll see each other in this life or the next. And it was like, I was saying to myself, actually, I was saying it to myself, me and Nadine was screaming, run, run. We was telling them to run, get the freak out of there. Child, shotgun, said F. She said, F the next life. It's in this life. And she stepped out there to them demons with the 2 shotguns, and she was holding it down for a second. Literally a second. They was on top of her. I don't even think she's going to make it to season 2. I don't believe she's going to be there. I hope she's going to be there. But it went off with them taking down shotgun. Them demons took her down. They was on top of her. And when it went off, I was upset. I was like, no, they didn't leave me. No, they didn't leave me hanging like this. Child, I want to see the fight of my life. I want to see what it was going to be like to see the warrior nuns fight the enemies. Child, it went off. And they said season 2 is going to be out in 2022. But it is worth seeing the whole season. It's a really good show. I really, really enjoyed it. It was cute. It was funny. Ava reminds me of Julia Roberts. I do not know why, but she gives me that vibe. Her funniness, her quirkiness, her cute little trying to be funny but not funny. Her smile, her looks. She reminds me of Julia Roberts, a young virgin. Like she could be her daughter, maybe. The show gave me thrill, drama, excitement, funny, laughter, and I shed a tear here and there. Okay? It was good. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me telling you about the Warrior Nun. If I watch any more shows and you want to hear my little breakdown, what I thought about them, let me know in the comments, and I'll come back and do another one for you. But definitely check it out for yourself. That was definitely one of my favorites for 2020. Definitely one of my favorites for 2020. Bye, y'all. Love and light.
Testing 1 2 1 2. It's been a long day. You just wanna go away. You can't sleep at night, and now I'm here. I can't promise tomorrow, but you're gonna feel out today. We can tingle